Hello Epic Gamers, I have been fumbling this year hard, but what better time for an epic comeback than with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Jeez, the title's never not gonna be a mouthful, is it? The announcement event was the other day. I didn't know what my reaction would be to this remake, but I'm glad to say I am cautiously excited. There's lots of promising improvements and new additions in this announcement video, which I was happy to see. So let's get into the positives I gathered from this event. In terms of the event itself, I thought it was well done. Most AC fans will have heard the leaks for this game for around 5 years now, I want to say. Potentially even before I created this channel, so it's been quite a long time. So this was a really good start to the official marketing, and it seems the hype is there, and I think there was a few things that needed clarified, and they answered a lot of people's concerns well, and confirming what this remake will feature. I like the reimagining of the combat. Finishers ripped straight from the original, but with more of a focus on mixing up weaponry on the fly. The rope dart is already looking like even more of a menace, being able to target enemies on rooftops now. I'm not a big fan of the color alerts showing enemy attacks or big epic sparky smoke explosions after a counter. It's a bit much. My main issue with combat in the OG was enemies being quite easy to kill, so I hope they will offer more of a challenge in Resynced. Didn't see much evidence in the demonstration of that, but hopefully some more footage will release over the next few weeks to show what the enemies are capable of. It seems like it will be similar to Shadows, so I guess that's partially good. Looks like there will be no social stealth, or at least heavily reduced. It seems the only punishment for stealth is you enter combat, which sounds like the RPG games basically, rather than desyncing like in the older games. Parkour in Black Flag OG was the worst of the 7th gen AC games, so the parkour might end up being equal quality to the OG, but also being different. I think the OG will still end up being more fluid, but Resync seems to have more player agency, so I'll have to play it to give my final verdict. Now in terms of the new content, this also sounds promising. Cut quests from the OG for Bonnet and Blackbeard getting added to Resynced sounds cool. Didn't see any footage of these quests in the presentation, so can't say more than that. But what does seem a nice new addition is the officers, each having quest lines and offering special abilities for the Jackdaw depending who you use. This seems like a nice way to enhance progression of the Jackdaw, having more personalized quests to spice up the gameplay loop. Now in terms of what the panel of people working on the game said in this video, there was two statements that stood out to me. The game will not be an RPG. When I heard this, I was overjoyed. It would have ended up being a headache trying to rewrite or greatly pad out the narrative of Black Flag, so keeping the runtime and structure mostly the same to the OG makes sense. Now the next statement once again gave me more assurance that they know what Black Flag is trying to be. Freedom without structure leads nowhere. That is Edward's story. And he's absolutely correct. It's what separates the pirates from the assassins. Both believe in freedom, but embody their values in drastically different ways. Black Flag was one of the few games in the series to thoroughly explore the different ideologies of the freedom versus control conflict, and I will always praise it for that, no matter how many times people say, "It's just a pirate game, bro!" Now it's time for some negatives I have. So everyone, take a deep breath. What I'm about to say is my opinion. We can all agree or disagree and do some looks maxing afterwards, okay? I got my hammer ready. Life will continue after this video, so enjoy. Now the main thing I noticed with the cutscenes shown is that they're not as well executed. The graphics look great, but they lack purpose in what they are trying to convey. Like this scene where Ade and Edward have just escaped from a host of Spanish ships and stole the Jackdaw while there was a storm. In the original, there's a stylized golden sun radiating over everything. The weather has calmed and relief strike all crew members. Ade and Edward both clearly drenched. From their boldness, they won their lives back, and more. With a crew and ship, they have just come from the abyss, and now their fortunes have changed. It's a new day for the legendary pirate Edward Kenway to finally bloom. While in Resynced, visually it's not conveyed as well as the OG. There's a few other scenes where the direction of the OG is stronger, like this one with Blackbeard interrogating this guy outside Charlestown.
That you men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ! That you men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your bones for char. By Christ!
Graphics are better, of course, in Resynced, but the visual direction is not as compelling. It's something that will probably go unnoticed, but that is where a lot of the Uncanny Valley feeling stems from. It looks like Black Flag, with the iconic locations, landmarks, characters, and cutscenes we have all seen before, but with a focus on realism and graphical fidelity rather than artistic intention for the cutscenes or missions like the original. I can guess there's going to be someone saying, "Oh, this is not the final version of the game! They have 11 weeks to cook!" I mean, sure, good luck trying to change the art style of the game in 11 weeks. Thing is, they don't need to. Current scenes will serve, but just won't convey the tone of a scene as well as the OG. Also, back to the escape scene. In the remake, there are ships in the background, and in the OG, they were only able to outsail the Spanish fleet due to the storm, so it just makes the remake seem more casual and less exhilarating compared to the OG. Just a wee nitpick I have, okay? Now, my main takeaway in pretty much every department is this is a safe product. They're not bothering investing money in DLCs or a multiplayer. Business-wise, a sensible move. This game will generate money, but enough to make a profit? That is the question. If the budget is around the $200 million mark with a bit of epic marketing on top, then 5 million copies sold in the first 6 months should be enough to make a decent profit. So business-wise, I think it's sensible having a short marketing campaign and no DLCs or multiplayer, but I would have loved to see some material from the books added for a prologue and epilogue for this game, but I understand Ubisoft can't gamble in their current state. Maybe all this remake has to be is a safe dub, reasonably profitable, not piss off fans, and maybe win some, and give those who are jaded a little key jangle hook to show them why they love this series in the first place. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Like and subscribe to support the channel, and I'll catch you all next time.